Okay, that's enough of that silliness. I don't know if you can hear the jazz music that's playing in the background. If you can't, then I look really stupid. But I try not to keep it up too loud, but having a little music in the background. I'm actually having trouble. Sometimes I have to redo videos if I have songs playing in the background, and YouTube picks up on it during the processing part of the video and all that stuff. It'll flag it, and the copyrighted stuff. So for some reason, if I don't have the music too loud, it doesn't catch it. But yeah, I don't know why that is. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. I tried to do, when I did my video on my die-cast airplanes, I did a version of that where I had the Beatles back in the USSR playing in the background. It has the jet taking off and coming in at the beginning and all that stuff. And it flagged it and said, you can't use the copyrighted stuff and all that. So I just totally redo it without music on there. Okay, in this video, before I do anything else, I want to say I do want to acknowledge that I have been tagged by at least 2 people in the name 4 creators, comic book creators that have been, I'm not quite clear, is it 4 favorites that are influential to you, or 4 that were influential in your getting into comics? It seems like different videos that I've seen have a different kind of emphasis on the creator tag thing. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I will do one, and I want to acknowledge that Don Comic Book Junkie and Scott X1307 both have tagged me for that, and I appreciate that. Thanks, guys, for thinking of me. I mean that, really, that you guys would care enough to hear what I had to say. That's pretty cool. And I'm not going to do that in this video. I'm still thinking that through as to who those creators are, because I never really thought about it much. And especially when going back to what got me into comics kind of thing, I have to kind of go back and research who those were, as a child or whatever. So who was doing the books back in the 60s and 70s and that kind of stuff. So give me a little bit of time. I'll get that done. I'm going to try to get that done maybe tonight or tomorrow, or sometime over the weekend. But I wanted to acknowledge to you guys that I did get your tag, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But in this video, I'm going to concentrate on some back issue comic hauls. I actually got a pretty big haul that I want to share with you. Some of it came from purchases online where I had been trying to fill in some missing pieces, filling in the gaps per se in various title runs that I had. Some of them quite old, actually. And then also I made a quick trip with my son to the local used bookstore that I love so much here in town, McKay's Bookstore, and picked up a handful of back issue things that are pretty cool, and a couple of hardcover trades that I was thrilled to find. So let's get to it, shall we? Actually, before I do the comic books, I'm going to show you, I now have the trilogy complete thanks to the Kellogg's free book program. You send in three codes from Kellogg's products, can be cereal or Pop-Tarts or whatever. Send in 3 codes and you get a free kids book. And so there have been a few of them I've been working on. I purchased a Scooby-Doo book, kind of thing. But now I bought the first volume and the second volume, and now the third volume is complete in the Trinity. That's right. Captain Underpants and the Invasion of the Incredibly Naughty Cafeteria Ladies. That's right. That came in the mail yesterday. I now have the complete trilogy, all free, because of my love for Kellogg's products. Maybe I love them a little too much to be able to send in 4 times 3 is 12 codes to get 4 books. These 3 and the Scooby-Doo book that I picked up some time ago. So anyway, just wanted to show you that. These are actually kind of cool if you're not familiar with Captain Underpants. There are lots of illustrations throughout the story. So you do get a lot of really cool artwork, as well as a fun kids story about a superhero, Captain Underpants, right? Okay, now let's show what I picked up at the used bookstore first today. 2 hardcover trades that I was very excited about. Number 1, Daredevil, Parts of a Whole. This is the hardback version, as you can see, and here, come in. Oh, that's my hearing loss, I guess, playing tricks on me. But anyway, I wasn't familiar with this story. I really like Daredevil, though, and this artwork is just amazing. Beautiful artwork, which was done by Joe Quesada. So was very excited to find this for the grand total of $11. And this thing is in pretty perfect condition to me. Dust jacket looks great. The second trade, hardback trade that I picked up, is The Best of Spider-Man, Volume 3. And this thing was still even shrink wrapped, if you can tell. And very excited to pick this up for the grand total of $15, if you can see that there. There was actually an opened copy that I just looked through, to check it out and make sure that I liked it. I got the nice big spine and all that. I don't have volumes 1 or 2, but I couldn't pass this up. The stories just looked really good, and so as I was thumbing through it, I realized there was a second copy there on the shelf that was shrink wrapped. Why not take it, right? So yes, Best of Spider-Man, Volume 3. Excited to pick those 2 trades up. And then also, while I was there, some fun stuff. DC Comics presents Superman. It's DC Comics presents number 29, Superman and the Spectre. Because I didn't know a whole lot about the Spectre, but because of the Injustice Gods Among Us Year 3 series that I'm currently reading, the Spectre plays a big part in that storyline. And so I'm kind of curious to go back and see the Spectre in history a little bit. Obviously this is sort of a different Spectre than what we had in the first one. Or what I was going to say, a different one than what we have today, rather. Different kind. Anywho, I'll just shut up and keep going. Daredevil and She, None Are So Blind. This is Volume 1, Issue number 1. I always saw this book through the years. This was, I believe, 97 when this was published. I'd always seen this through the years and never picked it up, and there it was. And I think all of these single issues I paid less than $1 a piece for. I don't think I paid $1 for any of these, so that was kind of nice to have. This is the 1990 DC Comics Star Trek Annual number 1. Always in the mood for good back issues of Star Trek comics. Can't pass those up, especially for under $1. And this is the movie special number 1 of Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. It's sort of the comic adaptation, I guess, Volume 1. I just grabbed it too. It was like 80 cents, something like that. Could pass that up as well. And then here's a book, and I'm going to show you some more of these in a moment, that I actually purchased online, but I found this one at the bookstore today as well. I'm a fan of Vampirella, and I especially used to collect the Vengeance of Vampirella title. And so I came across this one, and it was less than $1. It's The Death of Vampirella, number 1, it just says. And it's a really interesting. I wasn't familiar with this title, but this is a very like a foil cover, wraparound cover, and it has all this special limited edition kind of stuff, you know, labels on the inside. But just thumbing through it earlier, even for a Vampirella book, it's pretty bloody and graphic. So I didn't read it yet, but I'm just curious to get into this because it looks really, really good. The Death of Vampirella. Just says limited memorial edition on the back. So if you guys know anything about this, I'll try to do a little research myself. But if you know anything about this particular title, leave me a comment below. I want to learn some more about that. Okay, that's the stuff that I got at the bookstore. Now, holy cow, this is what I got in the mail just this week. Trying to fill in some runs. So here we go. I'm working on the 1980 Marvel Star Trek run, and not very far into that, but I had a few assorted titles here and there. Still looking for number one. I haven't been able to find issue number one at a either a good copy or a price that I'm willing to pay. But here is issue number 7 that I picked up. Number 8. I like that cover. I like the colors on it and everything. That's very nice. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Dean of DVD got that reference there when I do that. And number 10. So that filled in a missing gap. I had like 2 through 6, and I've got like 11 and a few more in the teens and that kind of thing. So getting 7 through 10 helped fill in that gap quite well. All right, now here's one that I'm probably more excited about than anything else that I got this week, because with these 4 issues I'm about to show you, I have now completed a series. This is the 1977 Marvel Tarzan series. It was 29 issues, and I have slowly but surely through various sources pieced together that entire 29 issue collection. It's not always easy to find them in decent, copies. A lot of them that I've seen are just very worn and torn and that kind of thing. In fact, there's still one I think I would like to find a better copy of, but we'll do that another day. But with this 4 now, issue number 11, issue 13, issue 25, and last but not least, issue 29, the final issue in this Marvel Tarzan Lord of the Jungle run from 1977. With these 4 books now, I have completed all 29 issues of Marvel Tarzan. So excited to be able to do that. I'm a huge Tarzan fan, especially the Johnny Weissmuller movies. I've got a nice little collection of those as well. Continuing to work on my Spawn runs. I'm not interested in picking up the whole entire series up to date. I really haven't read Spawn in years, and I know we're up in the 250 somethings I think now, or it's, I don't know, somewhere over there, somewhere between 200 and 300 issues. What I am interested in is completing the first 50 issues, which I'm still about 3 books shy of doing that. I wanted to be able to have the first 4-year run of Spawn, and so I was very close to that initially. And with these 2, I picked up number 35 and 36. And with these 2 now, I'm only just 2 or 3 books away, maybe 3 books away from having the whole first 50 run. I'm trying to remember what issue. There was one I was having trouble finding for some reason. It was like way up in the 40s or something, but I couldn't seem to locate it. You all know my affinity for Disney comic books. Here is the Goofy Adventures, issue number 1. Yes, you've seen my Mickey Mouse Adventures series, and I've begun collecting Goofy. I actually have a handful of them scattered, but I was able to pick up issue number 1 of the Goofy Adventures. Gotta love Goofy. Gotta love Goofy. This is one that was a 4-issue series from way back in the 90s. I forgot exactly what year. As I was going through a box the other day, I realized I had issues number 1 and 2 out of the 4 issues. I was able to land issue number 3 of DC's The Final Night. Nice cover there. You even get Shazam and Captain Marvel in this. I can't remember. Do you call him Captain Marvel or do you call him Shazam? I knew Shazam was the title, but I thought the character's name was actually Captain Marvel. But yet I have seen in some books where people refer to him as Shazam. I thought Shazam was just the word that he said to transform into Captain Marvel, Billy Batson or whatever his name was. So this is a question, if you know the answer to that. Is it Captain Marvel or is it Shazam? I don't know. Here's a series of Dark Horse books that I am working on. This is issue number 1 of 4 of Aliens Stronghold. I had numbers 2, 3, and 4 and was missing issue number 1. So now that completes that little mini series there. Another couple of books that now have allowed me to complete a run. This is from Dark Horse Ghost, number 10 and number 11. And with these 2 issues, I have now completed the original Ghost run from the 90s. All 36 issues. I've completed that in single form. So excited to have that series completed now. Of course, I mentioned earlier that I love Tarzan, and in the 90s, Dark Horse did a Tarzan series, which I had a handful of different books. So now I'm trying to collect that series and finish some whole missing pieces there. So I finally grabbed issue number 1 of that title, and this is a fun title. I had 2 and 3 already, so here's issue number 4 and issue number 5. Issue number 8. I think I have 6 and 7 already. There was 8. I believe I had 9, and here was 10. I don't know how far into this I'm going to collect, but was able to pick these up for less than $2 a piece, so added that. And then more Vampirella stuff. I mentioned that I have a nice run on Vengeance of Vampirella from the 90s, and excuse me, my nose itching. Now I'm filling in some missing pieces. Issue 7, 9, 10, and I love this cover. Man, is that a cool looking cover. It probably looks better in person than it does on the camera there. Number 11, which is a nice looking one too. It's a really nice looking one. Man, that one breast is barely covered, isn't it? Holy cow. Number 12. Number 13. And then there was another series that ran in the 90s as well, Vampirella Strikes. I'm not sure how many issues. I've got to research how many issues there were, but I did come across issue number 4. So I just grabbed it because I knew I didn't have it. I think I had like maybe 1 and 3 or something like that. Yeah, so I just saw 4. I knew I didn't have it. thought I would grab that in the Vampirella stack of goodness there. Okay, man, I did not mean for this video to run 20 minutes long, but it did. There's not a doggone thing I can do about it. I'm going to work on that creators tag video this weekend. May even get that out tonight. But I also want to work on the next movie collection. I did a video with my top 5 favorite disaster movies, and I want to pick another genre now and go through a top 5 favorite movies in that particular genre. So that will probably be the next thing that I put out, and that may come later tonight as well. Kind of in the mood to make a few videos here. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And we're getting up close to 120 subscribers here, so that 150 mark is in sight. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it, but I need your help to get there and help spread the word about the channel. Yeah, leave your comments below, and I try to respond as much as humanly possible to comments. Anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.